Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another live stream. Just put a video out on this. You guys have probably seen the headlines. If you're in crypto like I am, I can't seem to take my eyes off news and information. So we're here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. As you guys come in here, I appreciate you guys for being here. We might even get more information as kind of the live stream rolls along here. But if you guys would, on your way in, hit that like button for us. So we recently just got some news. I'm going to bring up a couple pieces of content here in terms of what we have, and we're going to try to make sense of it. And what I'm really trying to do here is not go full panic freak out mode, nor do I think we should right now, but it is something we have to keep our eyes on here. And to be honest with you, this isn't shocking to me. This is not that shocking. Hold on, let me adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. This isn't that shocking to me, honestly, with the news that came out here today. So let me take you inside this first. So Altcoin Daily, our biggest YouTube channel, probably out there right now, I think, right? Probably the biggest channel out there. Said the SEC just declared war on crypto. Uniswap is the largest decentralized exchange in existence. Has over 2 trillion in total volume since its launch in 2018. And it says ranked number one in most metrics, including over 6.1 billion in TVL, or otherwise known as total value locked. Today, Uniswap Labs received a Wells notice from the SEC. This is typically the step right before a lawsuit comes down. This is like the SEC suing the NASDAQ and expecting tech stocks trading to continue in the United States. Although it is a little bit different than that because Uniswap is not just in the United States. Uniswap is for all of crypto, and crypto is global. That's why, Bitcoin's up 1.2%. Imagine that, right? It's pushing up towards 70,000. So it is a little bit different. This is not, this is a big deal in the United States, but other people outside the US, they don't care. But we'll get to all that later. Okay. We'll get to this in a little bit too. Altcoin Daily goes on to say it wouldn't. It would all be pushed offshore. Will the crypto market survive an attack like this? So I want to react to this. I want to give you guys a little bit more insight and info around this before we react to it. There's a lot to say here. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your guys' opinions. How are you feeling? What's your 2 cents on all of this as well? As as this thing rolls along, we'll probably get some more info. Altcoin Daily says, I'm watching this closely. More updates to follow. This basically just came out, okay, within the hour. 3:08, the tweet was sent. Now, we also have this as well. This came down from the Defiant news outlet. SEC moves to sue Uniswap Labs. Team is ready to fight. Uniswap is prepared to take on the U.S. securities regulator. Founder Hayden Adams took to X earlier today. We'll get to what he said, his quote. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is preparing to sue Uniswap Labs, the company building on the largest decentralized exchange by volume of the same name, according to a tweet by founder Hayden Adams. He said, I'm not surprised, just annoyed, disappointed, and ready to fight. The protocol's Uni token did drop 6% on the news. We could take a look at where it's at right now. Where is Uniswap? Uniswap right here. Down about 10% right now is Uniswap, falling out of the top 100. Altcoins, some of them still down a little bit here. Kind of a weird market today. Everything tanked with the CPI. Some stuff still trailing, some stuff still dumping. Then Bitcoin back in the green. Just one of those, what the hell happened today, kind of markets. But personally, it's why I don't live in the market daily, right? I'm looking at this as, multi-years, right? And it's way easier to kind of zoom out and see the big picture here and not let news like this impact you. So let me just get this off my chest right now. I'm not running and selling everything and running for the hills. That's not what I'm doing here. Am I watching this closely? Do I think it's important? Yes. Do I think we should ignore the news today? Absolutely not. That's why we're live today. That's why we're live right now. You have to be aware of what's happening. You have to be aware of what's being said. You have to be aware of the actions being taken. You have to be aware of how the market reacts, how the market responds, what big money does. All of that is what I'm more concerned with. But at the end of the day, I'm a long-term investor in Bitcoin and in crypto, right? So will there be changes along the way? Yes. Have we always talked about how we have to be on our toes? 100%. And this is why, if you want to be an active investor in this space, you can't just wake up on the other side of the bed 4 days from now and say, "Oh, I didn't hear about that Uniswap news. What's going on?" No, you have to be ready. And here's the thing: if you want to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum passively and just set it and forget it, more power to you. And I think that that method can work, right? That's the method of the old, stock traders and the people who've made millions and billions of dollars in the stock market. Set it and forget it. Don't look at your app. We're not trading. We're not looking at charts. You're crazy. Just invest in companies you believe in and figure it out 20 years from now. And you could play that game, I think, with Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can't play that game with altcoins, though, right? So if you're in this space and you're serious about it and you're here every single day, we have to pay attention to this stuff. And again, I don't think overreacting is the answer here, right? If you guys remember the whole incident, I don't want to say incident, but when Russia basically invaded Ukraine and everybody was going crazy, thinking World War III was starting. A lot of people sold all their assets. How did that work out for them? Now, as we sit, it doesn't make anything that happened right or wrong. Don't hear me wrong there. I'm just saying, from a market perspective, a lot of people panic sold during those times. A lot of people panic sold during the FTX debacle. A lot of people panic sold during the XRP Ripple lawsuit. And I mean, panic sold everything. A lot of people panic. And I think that is one thing we can't do right now. We have to think with a clear head and stay even keel. Stay somewhere in between, right? Don't get too high. Don't get too low, right? When Bitcoin's flying and it's up 10%, don't get too high. When news comes out like this today, don't get too low either. The answer is usually always somewhere in between, right? And I want to kind of get at some of the things that were mentioned here in the article, and then we'll continue to give, I'll continue to give my opinions. I want to hear from you guys too. What are your thoughts? We do have some people chiming in here. Satoshi Yamamoto, nice. This is what happens when government can't control something. It's an interesting thought. Yeah. I mentioned this the other day in a Twitter space, and Satoshi, looks like you're listening in from X, from Twitter over there. Appreciate you for tuning in. I mentioned this the other day. I don't think really any government in the world wanted crypto to succeed. It's the exact opposite of having a centralized, currency that they control. I don't think they wanted this mess. But what happened was this space got so big, and they understand where the world's moving to in terms of a digital world. Like, we're living more and more in a digital world every single day. It just makes sense that our money goes digital. Think about it. I mean, I don't know if you guys are any different here. I've been to stadiums in the last year or so where there's no freaking cash. Just think from above for a minute. Don't even think about crypto. Just think about how often you use cash today compared to 10 years ago. And remember during, the pandemic years, oh, there's a cash shortage. What? Or there's a coin shortage, whatever it was, right? The moral of the story is everything is moving in a direction. Things change. And things are changing rapidly due to technology. We've been moving toward this digital age for a really long time. More people spend more time in their phone than in the real world. I mean, look at your screen time. It's freaking crazy, right? It scares the shit out of me sometimes. But it just makes sense that money would go digital too, right? And most of the money that exists is digital anyway. Go try to pull $100,000 out of your local bank. Good luck. They don't have it. They don't have it. Right? So that's kind of why I found crypto in the first place, really. I mean, trying to get ahead of something, ahead of the curve, excuse me. Get out ahead of something before it's, completely bombarded with the heavy hitters and the big investors who just don't give people like us a chance, right? And that's what happened here. This space got so big so fast, they pushed it to the side for so long and said, "Oh yeah, the crypto bros over there, we don't care about them. They're not making it. They're not making any waves. That stuff won't last. It's a fad. It's a fad. It'll die out, right?" But it didn't. And now look, you got a Bitcoin ETF that's approved. You got BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world. You got Fidelity. You've got all the major banks want to get access to Bitcoin. The problem is now it seems as if they want to knock everything else down other than Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin right now is the only asset when you look at inside the United States, it's the only asset that has full regulatory clarity. Full clarity. I mean, it's publicly traded now. It's an asset that's publicly traded on the market. I mean, it's the only asset where the SEC actually believes that it's a commodity. It's the only crypto or alternative or digital currency, whatever you want to call it, that has clarity there. Now, the pushes for Ethereum, that would be huge, obviously. There's a push with XRP going on that's been going on since late 2020. Obviously, these are big implications. And this will be too. But these, I think, are the necessary things that need to happen when an entire system is being flipped upside down, tossed and turned over on its head. That's what's happening. Our entire financial system is being flipped on the other side. It's being flipped over on the other side. And these are the sort of things that happen in the process. Ripple versus SEC. Coinbase versus SEC. Uniswap versus SEC. Binance versus SEC. What else am I forgetting? There's a ton of them, right? So I think if we can look at it in that context, and again, have that longer time frame mindset about all of this, at least it makes me feel better, right? Because my initial knee-jerk reaction, if I didn't have that context, if I didn't have that theory or hypothesis about how this thing's going to go, it would be to freak out. And trust me, they want you to freak out. They want to scare you out of the markets. There's no doubt about it. We've talked about this many times before. So who else do we have in chat? We got the Zay in here. What's up, Zay? How you doing, man? What's the government trying to take now? SMH. Yeah, buy the dip. That's how I feel. Blockchain X. What's going on? Too much politics in the USA. That's the problem. Amen to that. Zay says, skid on Sol up 20%. Fight to quality meme. Yeah, meme coins probably are doing their thing still, man. Meme coins tend to kind of just, do their own thing regardless, huh? Indeed, we definitely need to keep a cool head. 100%, Jermaine. I think Dunn is going to be gone. I think Dunn is going to be bridged to SUI since that Twitter integration, not financial advice. Anyone else have thoughts on that subject, though? Doge. Gotcha, bro. Gotcha. Is going to be bridged to SUI since that Twitter. That's an interesting thought. I'll have to look more at that, Zay. Zay's always coming with great insight. He's been a Patreon Discord member of mine since the early days. Great mind in the space. I appreciate you, man. That's an interesting thought. I gotta think more about that and look into it. Michael B says governments are manipulating crypto to keep people poor. Jermaine Jones says when you realize how many times currency has changed in the last century, it was bound to happen. Captain Dinosaur says, will this drive people off of Uniswap to other DEXs? It's interesting. That is an interesting idea, Captain. Is this a fight against DeFi or is this a fight against Uniswap? That's a really good question. In fact, I've got to give that some more thought and probably do a video. I'm going to write that down because what you're explaining, I think, is interesting. I'm going to write this down. Is this a fight against DeFi or a fight against Uniswap? That's an interesting question because you know what? There's another DEX out there, or at least, another decentralized exchange, L2, Coinbase's, right? Base. Is this just a ploy for more control in a centralized system, and Coinbase could be the centralized DEX? Speculation here. I'll say this about Coinbase's L2 and, transacting on it. It is lightning fast and super cheap. That's an interesting tidbit, honestly, Captain. That's interesting. Mexi versus SEC is next, Zay says. SEC lost another one. Who's next on the list? Caesar says. Zay says it's everyone that operates outside the U.S., letting the U.S. operate. Kraken, KuCoin, Doge going up. Zach, do you think Friends is going to catch on? David Gressner, what's up, man? Hey, Friends has been looking solid, man. That's a solid looking chart. This is a meme coin on base, guys. If you aren't hip to this yet, we were talking about this thing at like 300K, 400K. That's when we jumped in. 2.73 million. I love the idea. They're giving back a ton to the community. Super pumped for the community too. These last 3 days have been awesome for them. So it's very interesting, David. I think it's already starting to catch on a little bit. I mean, I guess it's all timing, like when you got in and things like that, right? Gary Gensler just trying to buy the dip is all, says Eric. I mean, and there's definitely an element of that. Market manipulation, stall tactics, keep everything down, right? Keep everybody uncertain about where we're going, create fear, evoke anxiety. I agree. All of these are interesting, interesting talking points and interesting hypotheses. Hex Competitive says there's over 500,000 following. They're over 500,000 following. On X, they have over 20 partnership announcements. Wait, who does? Oh, I'm sorry. Look up Duel and or Game GPT, Zach. I've been backing you about it. You guys are doing a lot of typos today. You're screwing me up. Bugging you about it for weeks, but you just haven't seen it. Gaming project with AI that generates the games. They're working with Injective. I will write that down, Hex. I appreciate it. Game GPT. Interesting. I'll look into it. And dude, don't take it personal, man. I tried my best to see and hear from everybody. It's just, there's not enough time in the day. So I appreciate you always being here on the streams too, man. And I appreciate you always throwing out alpha and great information. So I do not have a bag of XCN. No. D Johnny 55's in the house. What's up, brother? Keep buying the dip. Don't be scared. Naren says, smash the like button. Yeah, definitely helps us out. If you're over on X, share it out there with some people. That definitely helps us out. Share this out there with a bunch of folks on X. Retweet it. Get it flowing. Get some people in here. Definitely helps us out. Would appreciate that greatly. Hi, Zach. It's good because regulation is going to be total on crypto. People should know and learn about cryptocurrency. It's going to be part of our life from now on after 10 years. Remember, yeah, I get the gist of what you're saying, Simeon, and I appreciate you joining here. And I think you're basically saying what I was saying earlier. This is a necessary step, I think, in global adoption. The natural thing with anything new, especially this new and has this much impact, right, is to resist. Resist. Push back. That's what they did with the Bitcoin ETF. It's exactly what happened with the Bitcoin ETF. They kicked the can. And you know who won? BlackRock won. BlackRock came out on top. Fidelity came out on top. And all the others who have Bitcoin ETFs, they're the real MVP. They're the real winner versus the SEC. 100%. And I think something similar will happen with Ethereum and with, DeFi, and in this case, Uniswap. It's an interesting idea. Is this an attack on DeFi or is it an attack on Uniswap? Here's the thing. We don't have all the information yet. But let's go through this article a little bit more in terms of the information we do have. If you guys are listening and watching this on YouTube, if you could hit that like button for us, consider subscribing to the channel. Definitely does help us out. We're here every single day. We try to be on top of all this breaking news as often as we can. And yeah, if you want to give back, totally free to do so. Hit the like button, subscribe down below. Definitely helps us out. So the SEC sent Uniswap a Wells notice today. A Wells notice indicates that the SEC staff has decided to bring an enforcement action against a person or firm and provides them with the opportunity to provide information and submit a written statement. This is the quote coming from Adams, which is the CEO at Uniswap, Hayden Adams. He said this. Actually, we could find the tweet. Oh, he's got a lot to say, actually. All right, so this was Hayden Adams today. Today, Uniswap Labs received a Wells notice from the SEC. I'm not surprised, just annoyed, disappointed, and ready to fight. I'm confident that the products we offer are legal and that our work is on the right side of history, but it's been clear for a while that rather than working to create clear, informed rules, the SEC has decided to focus on attacking long-time good actors like Uniswap and Coinbase, all while letting bad actors like FTX slip by. When I first set out to build Uniswap, the goal wasn't to reimagine finance. It was an experiment in radically decentralized, fully automated on-chain markets. I didn't know if it would work or if anyone would use it. Fast forward to today, the Uniswap protocol has processed over $2 trillion in volume. That's absurd. Many thousands of teams and developers have forked our code or built on top of it. We built entirely new financial infrastructure that is transparent, fair, secure, and accessible, powering an entire industry. The team at Uniswap did all of this in the United States from our office in New York City. People often ask me why we stay in the US, and my answer is simple. I believe that blockchain is incredibly powerful technology. Like the internet, it's here to stay. So someone needs to figure it out, and it might as well be us. And that when you build technology that improves people's lives, you don't need to hide. The SEC's mission is, quote unquote, protecting investors, maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitating capital formation. He goes on to say, this is a noble mission. I would argue Uniswap does a far better job of this today than the SEC. Yes, I'm frustrated that the SEC seems to be more concerned with protecting opaque systems than protecting its consumers, and that we'll have to fight a U.S. government agency to protect our company and our entire industry. This fight will take years, may go all the way to the Supreme Court, and the future of financial technology and our industry hangs in the balance. If we stand together, we can win. I think freedom is worth fighting for. I think DeFi is worth fighting for. And of course, we won't stop shipping. Stay tuned. I'm definitely going to retweet that. That is an interesting breakdown. More legal details, including why the SEC has not acted in good faith and why we're going to win here, from our CLO, Marvin Amori. Interesting. Let's dive into this. So Marvin Amori, Chief Legal Officer at Uniswap Labs, had this to say. Today's Wells notice against Uniswap is disappointing, but is not unexpected from this SEC. It's another abuse of power, unsurprising from an SEC that last month a federal judge ruled committed a gross abuse of power by lying in court about a crypto project. In Ripple, a judge didn't act, quote, out of faithful allegiance to the law. In Grayscale, 3 judges broke the law in denying a Bitcoin ETF, having no reasonable and coherent explanation. In our case with Uniswap, the SEC's arguments are particularly weak, says Amori. The SEC has authority only over securities, not any asset represented by a particular file format or technical standard. Most tokens are clearly not securities. Examples: Bitcoin, ETH, stablecoins, meme coins. Hey, there's a little shout out for meme coins. Nor generally are secondary market transactions, per the Ripple opinion. The Uniswap protocol, web app, and wallet don't meet the legal definitions of securities exchange or broker. Just weeks ago, the judge in SEC versus Coinbase dismissed the claim that crypto wallets were brokers, even if the tokens at issue were securities. A court has ruled the Uniswap protocol is mainly used for lawful purposes. The SEC's current exchange rule doesn't cover it. So the SEC proposed a new rule, but we've explained why that would fail. And this is the actual new rule, it looks like. Let's click this and find out. Oh, we're not going to dive into that. It's 28 pages. I'm glad I don't have to be in charge of reading this stuff. It's going to be a bunch of jargon, right? Here, let's just continue and see what he said here. If the SEC had authority over our self-custodial, non-intermediated products, it could tell us how to register them. It can't, and so it doesn't. It has provided no clarity and no guidance, as several SEC commissioners have stated in multiple dissents. Uniswap products comply with U.S. law. We welcome sensible regulations for crypto and clear rule of law that we expect in the United States, not arbitrary enforcement and continued abuse of power. Uniswap Labs is prepared to fight against this abuse, and we're confident we'll win. So that's an interesting rebuttal there from Marvin Amori. That is, again, the chief legal officer at Uniswap Labs. If we continue on in this article from the Defiant, at this moment, Defiant wrote, it's unclear what the SEC is charging Uniswap Labs with. We kind of got a little bit more detail there in listening to Marvin break it down. I still think there'll be a lot more come out. The SEC has previously sued centralized crypto exchanges Coinbase and Binance, which, if you've been in crypto, you know, alleging that they operate as an exchange, broker, and clearinghouse for securities without the necessary approvals from the agency. The agency has brought enforcement actions against DeFi platforms before as well. In the regulator's first lawsuit in the sector, it charged lender DeFi Money Market for offering and selling securities in unregistered offerings. This would be one of the agency's most high-profile cases in crypto, as the Uniswap protocol enables billions in daily volume, with $16 billion traded on the platform just in the past week. That is according to DeFi Llama, which is, of course, is a analytics website that does a fantastic job pulling data and redistributing it to people like us. So that is some of the information we have right now. Okay. Let's see who else we have in chat here. We'll continue to kind of go through and see if there's any other insider information. If you guys have things too, please feel free to drop it on this link here. We are live right now on X. So if you guys want to drop a comment down here, you definitely can if you want to add to the conversation. If you would, see this little button if you're on X? Smash that button. Push this thing out to more people for us. Definitely does help us out. Let's see who we got. Oh, let's see. Who do we got in the house? Look into PMPY. Oh, Nurin, my brother. We've been invested in PMPY for a while, since a $2 million market cap, brother. Love it. Love it. This whole AI sector, man, just ripe with opportunities. BTC back to 70K. I know, isn't it hilarious? This news comes out and Bitcoin and crypto are ripping. The exact opposite of what you would think. I'm not into call, but congrats to anybody who is, because they've been crushing it. What do you think about Sui's new handheld device announcement today? I saw that, Eric. Very bullish. I'm very bullish on Sui in general. Let's see where Sui is. It's actually still down $1.52. I know Marty Party was talking about it earlier. Let me find here another tab. Yeah, Sui is definitely one I'm very bullish on. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll make a post about it. Why not? And we're also going to go ahead and retweet our own space. Why not? All right, who else do we got in chat here? Welcome in, everybody. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. You guys know the drill. We're covering the news here, breaking crypto news as Uniswap versus SEC showdown could begin here soon. SEC moving to potentially sue Uniswap Labs, and the team is ready to fight on behalf of DeFi, on behalf of crypto, on behalf of us. So that's what's happening right now here today. Let's see what other people are saying here, chiming in. Let's eat these dips and get rich. Nice. What do you think will the all-time high of Uniswap price will be? I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I don't invest in Uniswap. I use it. And by that logic, maybe I should invest in it. I use it almost every day. What do you think will the okay, that's the same thing. Does anyone use his trading indicator? I'm sure there's somebody in here who's using the XT Algo Bathing Ape. If you want to give it a shot, man, give it a shot today. It's you could try it today. It's 30-day money back guarantee. Literally try it for free for a day. For a month. XT Algo, that's my trading indicator, guys. If you guys are interested in that. We got almost 500 people using it. It's awesome. I'm telling you, you're going to absolutely love it. If you trade crypto, you're heavy into trading and you're trying to find the best entry points, either short-term or long-term, give it a look. Links are down below. Big discount code too. SEC is fighting for relevance. The old corrupt system is falling apart. It's an interesting take. I like it. God Mode, what's up? Enjoy all the alpha. Yeah, man. Naren, what's up? About time you listen to me about Sui. Zay, I know you were all over it early, bro. You were all over it. I absolutely love Sui, man. I've been getting in there. I've been getting in there at I think $1.30 is when I opened up a position. I'll tell you what, $1.52 is not too shabby. I don't think, not financial advice, but I like Sui price there at $1.50. I like it. Thoughts on the 4-star metaverse? Too many. I don't know. I will say this. They approached me to market with them, and I decided not to do it because I was unsure of some of the things I saw. And rather than take the chance and take the risk and put it out there to my viewers, I just said no. It's not to say anybody who covers it is wrong, and they might be right. But there was a whole thing with Luna One, and I couldn't get the right answers for me personally around if that's completely different or what that all looks like. And I remember Luna One, when people talked about it, we didn't invest in that one either. It was a metaverse play, and it was a huge, huge debacle, big scam. And supposedly there was some connections between the 4-star and this one. And I'm not trying to FUD anybody who's in 4-star. I'm just telling you guys why I'm not covering it. So that's my take. And honestly, there's just too many other things going on. There's too many other positive things happening, and I'd rather just focus on that. Block DAG. Yeah, Block DAG looks interesting. Thoughts on PNG for this bull cycle? I don't own any, but wait, is PNG the meme coin? Or is that utility? Pangolin? Oh no, this is actually legit, isn't it? No, I have heard about this. Pangolin. Multi-chain DEX. Just followed them. I've heard about Pangolin before. I'm going to learn more. I want to learn more. You know, it's funny. So many people get into so many other things I never hear about, and then I'll get into things other people don't hear about. There's so much happening in this space, guys. It's crazy. And there's so many opportunities, which is awesome for all of us, right? But I appreciate that. Now I'm locked in. I'm going to follow and get up to speed on what's going on. There's a new project called Shiba Inu. Interesting. The darker side of Shiba Inu. That's interesting. What's up, Zach? Mackay from Boston. What's up? Say is going to be a banger. Yeah, I like Say too. Wondering why a class action lawsuit against the SEC for abuse of power. It seems hasn't happened yet. Can't bear Ripple, so time to go after another crypto. PNG is a great one. Utility, yeah. Thoughts on what is going to happen within a few weeks after the halving? I think there's going to be probably some choppiness, some volatility, maybe even a pullback. I don't think we're going to see like a full-fledged to the moon. But eventually, months after the halving, historically, has usually been really good. We usually experience nice rotation into altcoins, and that's when the real bull run usually kicks off. That's usually when the real bull run tends to ramp up. So that's my expectation. APU smacking it out of the park. Nice. I heard about this Brit. So Memecoin, it's like Brett's sister or something, or Brett's girlfriend or something. Let me see here. Brit. 802K. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to save this and send it to my buddy. Appreciate that. Thoughts on SNT? What is SNT? Status network token? Never heard of them. Huh. Open source, decentralized. My buddy said, yeah, I told you about Brit. I said, yeah, well, why didn't you buy any or tell me about it or tell me to buy some? I love Sui, man. Yeah, we talked a little bit about it earlier. Love Sui. Apu. Yeah, that came up the other day. That was interesting. Doy bled since the last live. Doy bled? Huh? Hi, Zach from Toronto. What's up, Raj? How you doing, bro? Let's see if there's anything else worth noting here that we haven't covered. We covered a lot of the Uniswap versus SEC stuff, guys. Uniswap Labs. Today, Uniswap Labs received a Wells notice from the SEC. We're ready to fight. This is the latest political effort to target even the best actors in crypto like Uniswap and Coinbase. All Uniswap products and Uniswap protocol are unaffected. I'm going to say this is the necessary step before mass adoption. When you turn things upside down, what am I trying to say? When you turn things upside down and shake them, it is not always a smooth transition. I can't spell. Transition. Crypto and blockchain are the future. Crypto, blockchain, and DeFi. There we go. You guys agree? You guys agree with that take? Do you agree with that take? What's up from Indiana? Casey, what's up? What's up? Uniswap will blast off when it wins the lawsuit. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Awesome. Hot Sparky. Hot Sparky. Shiba Swap 2 will outperform Uniswap. Where y'all coming in from? Indiana. Casey's coming in from Indiana. Remember that commercial? Indianapolis? Indianapolis. Let's see what other news is out there. We're going to like all these so people see this. This is interesting. Good breakdown. See what other folks are saying. Asheville, North Carolina. I've been to Asheville. It's a cool city, man. Y'all are vibing. You got your own vibe out there in the mountains, man. Smoking and drinking. Zach, what thoughts on Sentinel Bot AI? Haven't heard of that about that, bro. Upside down, not upside turn. Oh, did I misspell something? I'm the worst tweeter, man. I know what I want to say, and it just never comes out right. When you turn things upside down. Springfield, Massachusetts. UMass. Springfield, Massachusetts. Let's see here. Uniswap. I don't know where I was at. SEC moves to sue Uniswap and bid to hobble fast-growing DeFi sector. You think that's it, guys? Do you think that's really what it is? Let's ask people. Do you think this is an attack on DeFi or more of an attack on Uniswap? I think that's an important question. I'm curious to kind of see what people say to that. Like, do you think this is an attack on Uniswap or Tiffany Fong always coming back with some fire tweets? She loves it. Alternatively, can they F off? Nice, Tiff. Fong. You are a Charlton's. I don't even know that word. Gensler will get run the F over as he has in every single instance in the past 2 years. Rodney, this is war. The crypto space needs Donald Trump more than ever. That'll be interesting, though. It'll be interesting to see if would Trump's stance be similar or different. I guess he's got NFTs and stuff. I think he knows he has to go oppo on the crypto side, right? Why not? Regardless of how he actually feels, he's probably going to go oppo. Randy, the SEC planning to sue Uniswap shows how behind our country is. We should be working together, not going to court. Agreed. But it's not about playing together. It's about playing to win. And they know they're losing. It's my 2 cents, at least. MarSwap. The SEC isn't the only one coming for Uniswap. At MarSwap, DEX, we have flat fee trading, 50 cents transaction, tax no matter what the size trade. Launch your project today on our platform, MarSwap, the Shibarium DEX and DeFi platform. Brought to you by MarSwap. Breaking: Uniswap Labs just received a Wells notice from the SEC. The SEC's war on crypto continues. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Paul Gruel. This is actually interesting. This is the chief legal officer at Coinbase. What's he got to say here? Sometimes you have to laugh or else you'll cry. Question: how can you square the SEC's claim that Uniswap acts as a broker with the court's ruling against the SEC just a handful of days ago? Answer: you can't. So what do we got here? The SEC's allegation do not implicate many of the factors courts use in identifying a broker. Notably, the SEC does not allege that the wallet application negotiates terms for the transaction, makes investment recommendations, arranges financing, holds customer funds, processes trade documentation, or conducts independent asset valuations. Rather, the complaint alleges that Coinbase charged a 1% commission for wallets brokerage services, actively solicits investors to use wallet, compares price across different third-party, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's just like they just won this side of it. That's crazy. Should be an easy win, right? You would think. One would think then, right? Oscar's in the house. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up? Oh, Vitalik Buterin. This is the fake Vitalik Buterin, OG protocol specialist at Coinbase Cloud. Victor Buterin. Maybe that's his actual name. That's hilarious. Victor Buterin. I'm curious to see if that's actually his real name now. Uniswap is literally the textbook definition of a perfect protocol. 100% permissionless, decentralized, incredibly neutral. No upside, no upgrade keys, no multi-sig, no shenanigans, very limited governance. They will prevail in the court and set precedent for the rest of the industry. I like the sounds of this. I looked at it, AJ. I saw your Brit on base. I looked at it. It's interesting. It's interesting. There's Rodney with the video. What's up, Rod? Uniswap is an upgrade to the financial system, whether the SEC recognizes it or not. Bought my first Bitcoin in 2011. Started BlackRock's crypto efforts in 2015 and left TradFi in 2021 to go all in on DeFi as COO of Uniswap Labs. Ooh, let's follow her. Mary Catherine Ladder, COO at Uniswap Labs. I did that because I believe on-chain markets will be better markets. The tech can be complex, but the values are simple. Traditional markets rely on who you know, and DeFi access is equal. 2 trillion in volume, no hacks, 16 million wallets. Self-serve markets on blockchains are a technical reality, and they aren't going away. It's a better system, and we're going to fight to protect it. Better systems will prevail. Hashtag Uniswap. Guys, we're spreading the word, spreading the news. SEC lost to Grayscale. SEC lost to Ripple. SEC lost to Coinbase. SEC will lose to Uniswap. Uniswap's chief legal officer is bald. This case is over before it even started. Congratulations on the win, Uniswap. Nice. Hey, I'm bald too. Pop punk. What's that supposed to mean? Are all bald people winning lawsuits? I stand with Uniswap and builders fighting for freedom. Jesse Pollock, base contributor. Uniswap is one of the most salient examples of what Ethereum can enable. Simple but powerful primitives that can be used at scale by anyone with minimal trust assumptions. Ethereum protocol dev. Better systems will prevail. Tim. Is this a step before SEC goes after ETH? Uniswap is an automatic market maker for ERC20 tokens. Ironic that trading likely resumes for XRPL's AMM in a few hours. I don't. This guy must be an XRP guy. Uniswap is being targeted in its fight against DeFi. Hey, Manny the Hitman from Cytochain. What's up, Manny? Layla. The SEC moves to sue Uniswap. Of course, they're going after it. Everyone knows Uniswap is one of the best things to happen to crypto. Keep us updated with the latest Masari. Let's see here. Ooh, excuse me. I haven't eaten anything yet today. The SEC, CoinDesk is all over it already. The SEC, the U.S. SEC Gov has sent a Wells notice. Blah blah blah. Nothing new. Let's go to the latest here and see what's going on. Where are we at, bro? No results for Uniswap. What? That's blasphemous. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. It's blasphemous. Or what does Stephen A. say? Stephen A. Smith say? It's blasphemous. That's blasphemy. Stay off the weed. Do you have any long-term market cap predictions on Friends? Dude, it's so hard to give a long-term prediction on a meme coin that just launched, bro. It's like impossible. I love the last 3 days, and you can't create green candles after green candles after green candles after green candles after green candles. Eventually, there's going to be a pullback here, but hey, the resurgence has been awesome. About a 7x in the last 3 days, like a 6-7x just in the last 3 days alone. That's awesome. It's been great to watch. But I mean, the community's growing. The system they have in place is working. People are getting excited about it. That can give you a nice long-term kind of outlook on a project, right? Oh, Geo Rogan's up. I need this thing to. Oh, Geo's trying to make a move. I bought a little bit of this the other day. Geo Rogan on Sol. It's trying to pump. It's hilarious. We got a little side bag here. Little side bag. People are going to be popping on looking at Geo Rogan. They're looking for Uniswap versus SEC Showdown. Guys, we were covering that too, I promise. But we couldn't resist going back to meme coins. Right? Zach from Subway in the house. What's up, bro? I like Bone a lot. The longevity of it is great, for sure. If you believe in the SHIB ecosystem and SHIB and Shibarium, yeah. I mean, I'm to like the point of, if you believe in the whole ecosystem, why not own a little bit of the whole ecosystem? They all serve a purpose. SHIB, Bone, Leash. In addition to that, I own Bad Idea and K9 Finance. And I will own the other token. Oh, somebody just sold 74 Sol. Jesus. Well, that was quickly at the top of the list, and now it's down. Somebody just launched 74 Sol out of there. See ya. But yeah, I do want to own Treat too. I want to own the Treat token when that comes out for sure. Oh, people are buying it back up though. Talked about Gala Film reaching. No, but I did see that, Yeski. Yeah, I did see that. Gala Film reaching 1 million viewers for RRZR. Yeah, I did see that. I need to dive into it a little bit deeper. Yeah, I hold some Bone. I still hold Book of Memes. Or no, that's Book of, that's Bope. Book of Pepe. I don't own Book of Pepe. I own Book of Memes. Boom. A little bit. Nothing crazy. Yeah, I own this one. Bought it at like 700 million. It's kind of hovering there at 900 million. Hanging in there. Hanging in there right now. Now I got something to watch here. Brit. Brit on base, huh? This is Brett's girlfriend or something? Who is this? The story of Brit and Brett. Oh, God. Brett's girlfriend. Interesting. Interesting. I love a good meme coin narrative. I love a good meme coin narrative. Oh, shit. OX numbers up a little bit. This is a little AI play that I like. Steady. Hanging in there. Still under 5 million. C-Swap, man. These guys just have been crushing it. Chain Swap. Nice green candle working today. $150 million market cap now. These guys are going to be out at Dubai. Can't wait to meet their team out there in person. Looking forward to that. We covered them on the channel when it was like a $6 million market cap, $150 million. And that was literally like last month, like a month ago. We covered them like right here, like on day 3 or day 4 of their launch. Crazy. Uniswap is trading of crypto purchase on the secondary market, which was deemed not security. So the SEC doesn't have jurisdiction. That's interesting, OG. I guess we're still waiting on exactly what they're coming after them for, right? That's the big thing we're still waiting for. Like, what are they actually coming after them for? That we don't know yet. Fully. It hasn't been like made public just yet. So that'll be interesting to kind of see when we get that information, right? Do you think Alchemix can reach an all-time high? I don't know about that one, man, to be honest with you. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're brand new on this channel, you haven't subscribed, why haven't you subscribed? It's one click away. It's so easy. It really does mean a lot. It's so hard to get people to hit that subscribe button. So easy, I think, to get people to, tune in, but we're here every single day breaking things down. It would mean the world to me, guys, if you did subscribe. I'm here every single day, Saturdays, Sundays, Jesus's birthday, your birthday, your mom's birthday, your brother's birthday, your sister's birthday, your best friend dog groomer's birthday. We're here every single day. Every day. We're here every day, damn it. They don't even know why they're suing Uniswap, Zay says. Well, they're not saying. They're not publicly saying why they're doing it just yet. So yeah. That is the issue right now. I want to make love right now, now. Have you talked about Galafilm reaching? Yes. Yeski. Yes. You've said this 14 times. The answer is yes. I haven't talked about it, but you have, and we have. Okay. Nurin, thanks, man. I don't think there's anything else that's like earth-shattering happening here in terms of like news around this. These are top tweets. I want to make love right now, now, now. Camila Russo, chiefess at Defiant News, author of The Infinite Machine. Oh, so she might have wrote that article. Nice. It's hard to overestimate the impact Uniswap has had in DeFi. They made DEX trading seamless for the first time. They made retroactively rewarding communities the norm. Winning this case against the SEC will be another watershed moment for the space. Yeah, I agree 100%. This is, I couldn't agree more with this, actually. Agreed 100%. it's a necessary step in the process for legitimacy. Legitimacy. How do you spell that? Legitimacy. There it is. Process for legitimacy and global crypto adoption. I agree. John Reed Stark, president of some stuff. Duke University School of Law, former chief, SEC Office of Internet Enforcement. SEC sends Wells notice to Uniswap. Not surprising. However, I'm always amazed when the SEC Wells notice recipients fight back by throwing stones at the SEC with obnoxious, insulting PR campaigns, like the one Uniswap seems to have begun. Such futile attempts to rally the mob pretty much always backfire. By way of background, an SEC Wells notice is a formal notification issued by an SEC enforcement staffer to inform a company individual that the SEC staff intends to recommend to the 5 SEC commissioners that the SEC initiate an enforcement action against the Wells notice recipient. The Wells notice recipient gives the recipient an opportunity to provide a written explanation or argument as to why the SEC commissioners should decline the staff's recommendation. A Wells submission can be writing or a video. The Wells submission is non-public unless the recipient opts to make it public, an option rarely exercised for obvious reasons. I worked at the SEC Enforcement Division for almost 20 years, including 11 years as chief of the SEC's Office of Internet Enforcement, and sent lots of Wells notices. Any SEC lawyer will agree that responding to a Wells by berating the SEC, calling them names, etc., is a weak, risky, and losing strategy. Exacerbated in this case by Uniswap's recanting of the tired, anemic, old, and failed monologue chiding, what's that? The SEC's abuse of power and lambasting the SEC's anti-innovative enforcement paradigm. Expect the SEC enforcement staff to lean in and file a voluminous and robust federal complaint, which will inevitably survive the usual motion to dismiss, prevail against the typical motion for summary judgment, and win on just about every other litigated issues that follows. Think I'm wrong? I'm not. Just read this excerpt from the SEC Enforcement Director, Gerber Gruol, from a very telling, extraordinary speech he just gave the SEC Speaks Conference last week. Over the past decade, we, the SEC Enforcement Division, have confronted significant noncompliance and many, many creative attempts by marketing participants to avoid our jurisdiction, with some claiming that we are making it up as we go or regulating by enforcement, and others arguing that we are recklessly exceeding our authorities. They have variously argued that their crypto products were currencies and therefore beyond our remit, that the term investment contract was unconstitutionally vague and cannot be applied to crypto, that their offerings were utility tokens, not securities, that there was a lack of fair notice. Their conduct implicated the securities laws, that everything was decentralized, and because there were no entities or entrepreneurs involved, we lacked jurisdiction. That there needed to be an actual contract for there to be an investment contract under Howey, and more recently that there was something called the Major Questions Doctrine that prevented us from using our tools to protect investors in the crypto markets. At the same time, we've been accused of picking winners and losers, stifling innovation, and driving crypto businesses to more favorable foreign jurisdictions, wherever they may be. A decade's worth of verbal gymnastics that are just backhanded way of saying we want a different set of rules than those that apply to everyone else. A decade's worth of arguments that have served as nothing more than a distraction from the very real issues and risks that the crypto markets present for in the investing public. And most importantly, a decade's worth of arguments that have been serially rejected in one way or another by court after court. As we have consistently maintained, and as court after court has confirmed, the federal securities laws apply equally to everyone. You don't get your own rules. Well, there you go. That's the breakdown from John Reed Stark. Now, I'm sure the crypto people will be going after him. But I will say this. I like hearing the other side. I like hearing the other side of all of this. And what I'm gathering from this, it's like, okay, so one side says the SEC is not doing anything for them. The SEC says, no, we're using this old archaic stuff. And it applies to you too. Maybe the answer is somewhere near the middle. How about the sides come together and find a way to at least whatever is going to be used in order to be a precedent, like just set something up, set a precedent. Like right now, there's way too many companies flying blind, it seems like. And I don't necessarily agree that the Howey test should be applied in this day and age. Maybe there should be an adjustment to the Howey test. I just, it's like these old things that are written decades and decades and decades ago, sometimes they just don't apply, right? El Duro says government is too big and abusive, and the mommies of the White House are too busy taking vacations and sending money to other countries. Also, always to find ways to screw the citizens out of your money. Dean says only licensed exchanges who KYC and provide tax documents will be able to do business in the U.S. Buy the ETF. That is what they want you to do. For me, the risk is not worth it. Hey, I hear you, Dean, and I get that. But what happens when you can't buy until there's an ETF and the price is 20 times higher than it is now? Are you just going to wait for the asset to go up? Like you're going to wait for Ethereum to be 20,000 per token until they get an ETF to buy? I'm genuinely curious. Because then you're just playing by the old system and we don't win. If you're a retail investor, then you don't win. You're on the back of the bus. You sit in the back. Like that's my main argument there to you, Dean, is so you're only going to invest in Ethereum by that logic. You're only going to invest in Ethereum when they get an ETF. What happens when the price is 25 grand? Isn't it a much better opportunity right now? So, I get it though. I do understand where you're coming from. There isn't a lot of clarity. There isn't a lot of insight into what is or isn't allowed. And it sucks because I think everybody would agree if there were clear guidelines and rules, we would follow them. Most people would follow them. And those who didn't, they would be reprimanded. So I don't know. It's a tough one. They want to buy first and then to sell it to us at their price. Yeah, they want us to all sell it and they can buy it and they'll give it to us. And we'll be good little boys and sit in the back of the bus and not make as much money as they make. 100%. 100%. And, that's the other side of it, right? And those are the people fighting back against it, saying, well, wait a minute. I saw the value here before you guys saw the value. Isn't that how investing works? I decided to take a chance on something I thought had value before you thought it had value. I should get it at a cheaper price. Right? That's how it usually works. But it's a mess right now. And trust me, Dean, I know where you're coming from, man. I get it. I'm just kind of giving you the other side of it too, right? So, hey guys, we've been here a little bit over an hour. I appreciate everybody. This has been phenomenal. Great conversation, great breakdown. We'll continue to do this and break down this whole news piece as more information comes out. I appreciate you guys for watching the live stream today, being a part of it. Make sure you subscribe. If you're over on X, make sure you follow me over there. Make sure you share this out so more people see it. And if you're here on YouTube, give the video an old thumbs up and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you get notified when we post more content. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. And make sure you guys are following me over on X. We do these live streams quite often. Definitely helps us out. If you're interested in buying a trading indicator that works with a 30-day money-back guarantee, easy to use, little over $1 a day, and you get your money back if you don't like it. Set your own customized alerts. XT Algo is linked down below. Wipe these prices out when you use discount code X for 21% off right now. That is XT Algo, linked down below, guys. I appreciate you guys as always. As always. Thank you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Peace.